In the heart of Ohio, in a small town surrounded by vast wheat fields, lived Anna, a young woman who always felt like a stranger in her own family. From a young age, Anna knew she was different. Her parents, conservative to the core, always favored her two brothers, James and Robert, while relegating her to a secondary role. The expectation was clear. The boys would thrive and perpetuate the family legacy, while Anna, well, she was supposed to learn how to be a good wife and mother. Anna grew up under the weight of prejudice and neglect. Her mornings began with hard work in the house and on the field, while her brothers received all kinds of support for their academic and athletic ambitions. Anna's father, a man of few words and many rigid principles, believed education was a waste for a woman. Her mother, a submissive and silent figure, never dared to challenge that view. But Anna had dreams. She longed for something more, something that would make her feel alive and free from the invisible chains that bound her. At school, she secretly excelled, hiding her best work under the mattress, fearing her father would find and destroy them. At night, while everyone slept, she studied by the light of a small lamp, her eyes burning with fatigue but her heart filled with determination. The disdain of her brothers was palpable. James, the eldest, never missed an opportunity to humiliate her, laughing at her efforts. Robert, younger, completely ignored her, absorbed in his own privileges. What hurt the most was her mother's silence, who never intervened, even when tears streamed down Anna's face after a heated argument with her father. Anna found solace in small moments of solitude. In the fields where the sounds of nature calmed her, she dreamed of a different future. She knew that to achieve her dreams, she would have to fight like never before. The flame of resistance burned within her, fueled by every injustice and every tear she shed in silence. Pain and loneliness shaped Anna into a resilient young woman, determined not to bow down to adversity. Every time her brothers scorned her or her father belittled her, she promised herself she would find a way to escape that invisible prison. Hope was her constant companion, the light in the darkness of her existence. And so, amidst so many challenges and sufferings, Anna decided she would fight for her education and her independence. She knew the path would be difficult and she would face more contempt and humiliation, but the flame within her was unquenchable. Anna was ready to face the world and show everyone that she was capable of much more than they ever imagined. Anna's determination finally led her to a small victory. Against all odds, she secured a scholarship at a local college. It was the first time she had stepped out of the oppressive environment of her family. Every class, every book, every moment on campus was a refreshing breeze of freedom. It was during one of these classes that she met Ethan. He was charismatic, confident, and intelligent. Everything she had never imagined finding in someone who could be interested in her. Ethan was a law student, with an ambition that made him shine in any room he entered. In Anna's eyes, he was a kind of Prince Charming, someone who could finally rescue her from the life of submission and contempt she knew so well. At first, Ethan was everything she had dreamed of. He treated her with a kindness that made her feel valued. Anna quickly fell in love, blinded by his charm. They started going out together, and Ethan showed her a world she only knew from books. Sophisticated restaurants, elegant parties, and promises of a bright future by his side. But it didn't take long for small cracks to appear in Ethan's perfect facade. At one of his law firm's first parties, Ethan introduced her to his colleagues as his friend, and not as his girlfriend. Anna, in her naivety, didn't realize what that meant at the time, but it was the first sign of a hidden shame that Ethan felt towards her. As the relationship progressed, Ethan became increasingly controlling. He corrected her way of speaking, her clothes, and even her friendships. Anna, still dazzled and fearful of losing that new life, submitted. The first time he criticized her in public, he did it with a smile on his face, turning humiliation into a joke. Anna laughed along, but inside she felt a deep pain, as if every laugh was a knife in her heart. The signs became clearer when Ethan took her to dinner with his parents. They were elitist, cold, and above all disapproving. During dinner, Ethan casually commented on Anna's humble background, as if it were a funny anecdote. Anna smiled, but her eyes filled with tears that she quickly disguised. Every day with Ethan was an emotional roller coaster. Anna was caught between the love she felt and the shame he secretly had for her. She began to feel like an imposter in her own life, questioning whether she truly deserved the love and opportunities he promised. The turning point came when, during a company party, Ethan introduced Anna to everyone as his housekeeper. He did it with an air of superiority, trying to minimize the shame he felt for her being just a country girl. The humiliation was devastating. Anna, now pregnant, felt a lump in her throat, fighting back tears as everyone around her laughed or looked disdainfully at her. That night, on their way home, Anna confronted Ethan. For the first time, she raised her voice against him, demanding respect. Ethan, with a cold and distant look, simply replied that she should understand her place. Anna's world collapsed. She realized that the man she loved was the same one who was destroying her. Anna spent the night awake, feeling the baby move in her belly, while silent tears rolled down her face. She knew she needed to make a decision. Ethan's shame and control were suffocating her, and the humiliation of that night was proof that he would never see her as an equal. The weeks following the party were a continuous torment for Anna. Each day, the weight of pregnancy seemed to increase not only in her body but in her soul. Ethan, growing increasingly distant, treated her with a cutting coldness, as if she were a burden. He barely spoke to her at home, and when he did, they were veiled criticisms or orders disguised as suggestions. One afternoon, while tidying up the house, Anna began to feel a sharp pain in her belly. Desperate, she called for Ethan, who was in his office. He appeared, annoyed at being interrupted, and looked at her with disdain. "What is it now, Anna?" he said, his voice filled with impatience. I'm in a lot of pain," she said, her voice trembling. "I think we need to go to the hospital." Ethan sighed deeply, as if the request were a tremendous inconvenience. "Fine, let's go then," he replied, grabbing the car keys. At the hospital, while doctors examined her, Ethan stayed outside, absorbed in his phone. Anna felt alone and terrified. The physical pain mixed with the emotional pain of knowing that the person who should be by her side, supporting her, was more concerned with his own affairs. The doctors said the baby was fine, but that Anna needed more rest and less stress. Ethan nodded, but the expression on his face clearly showed that he wasn't really listening. When they returned home, he left her in the room and immediately went back to his office, without even asking how she was feeling. Days passed and Ethan grew crueler. At a business dinner at their home, Ethan made her serve the guests, referring to her again as his housekeeper. The guests' looks of disdain and their disguised laughter cut Anna like blades. Feeling humiliated and powerless, she retreated to the kitchen, where she cried silently. One day, while Anna was in the kitchen, Ethan abruptly entered. "I need to talk to you," he said harshly. "I'll need you to stay out of sight tomorrow. I have an important meeting here at home, and I don't want you to interfere." Anna looked at him incredulous. "Ethan, I'm pregnant with our child. Do you really want me to hide as if it were a dirty secret? Don't make this harder than it already is, Anna. You know damn well that your presence doesn't help. Just do as I say," he replied coldly. The constant humiliation and Ethan's coldness were destroying Anna. Every day was a battle against pain and despair. She began to realize that the person she thought loved her was, in fact, undermining her self-esteem and spirit. On a particularly difficult day, while sitting in the nursery she was setting up alone, Anna felt a profound sadness. The walls decorated with soft colors and the little toys she had chosen with such care seemed to mock her situation. Tears streamed down her face as she caressed her belly, feeling the gentle movements of her baby. "I promise you, my little one," Anna whispered, her voice choked with emotion. "I promise I'll find a way to give you a better life. I'll protect you from all this pain, no matter what it takes." It was at that moment that Anna began to plan her escape. She knew the path would be difficult, that she would face immense challenges, but she also knew that she could no longer live under Ethan's yoke. Her inner strength, that flame that never extinguished, now burned more intensely than ever before. The weeks that followed were a true hell for Anna. Ethan became increasingly unbearable, his shame and disappointment in Anna growing each day. He criticized her constantly, from the way she took care of the house to how she dressed. To him, nothing she did was ever good enough. One morning, while having breakfast, Ethan let out another biting criticism. "Could you at least try to dress more presentably? I have colleagues coming for lunch, and I don't want them to think I live with a peasant." Anna felt her face burn with shame and anger.
"I'm pregnant, Ethan.
It's hard to find clothes that fit me and are comfortable. That's no excuse, he coldly retorted, looking at her with disdain. You need to try harder. Ethan's contempt wasn't limited to just words. One day, Ethan's father, a stern and arrogant man, came to visit. He had always been an intimidating figure to Anna, and his criticisms were even more brutal than Ethan's. During dinner, he looked at her with disdain and said, "My son deserves a woman of worth, not someone who crawls in his shadow." Anna tried to respond, but her voice failed her. She felt a lump in her throat, a weight in her chest that seemed to crush her. It was as if every word of theirs was a stone, slowly building a wall around her, trapping her in an abyss of despair. The nights became a torment for Anna. Lying next to Ethan, she felt more alone than ever. He rarely touched her or spoke to her, and when he did, it was only criticism or orders. The baby, however, moved constantly, as if trying to comfort her. Every kick, every movement, was a reminder that she needed to be strong. The decision to leave became more urgent with each passing day, but also more difficult. Ethan controlled every aspect of her life, from finances to her friendships. She had no one to trust, no one to help her escape from that nightmare. Her only hope was the flame of determination that still burned within her. Then one night, after another bitter argument with Ethan, Anna made a crucial decision. She began planning her escape meticulously. She saved money little by little, hiding it where Ethan would never find it. Every penny saved was a step closer to freedom. Ethan's and his father's humiliation and contempt continued to eat away at her soul, but Anna found strength in her unborn child. She promised herself that, no matter how difficult it was, she would find a way to escape and ensure a better life for herself and her baby. Anna's plan was almost ready when Ethan announced that his firm was organizing a big event, and that she would once again be presented as the housekeeper. That was the last straw. Anna knew she couldn't bear another public humiliation. On the night of the event, while Ethan and his colleagues were having fun downstairs, Anna quietly went up to the room. She grabbed the small suitcase she had prepared with clothes and essentials and descended the stairs with her heart racing. She passed through the living room where the laughter and conversations of the guests filled the air, and walked out the back door. As she walked into the darkness, she felt a mixture of fear and relief. Each step took her further away from the hell. Her life had become closer to a new hope. The path would be arduous and the challenges immense, but Anna knew that, for the first time in a long time, she was in control of her own destiny. Anna fled to a small hotel on the outskirts of town. The room was modest, but to her, it was a sanctuary of peace and freedom. Sitting on the bed, she felt for the first time in months a sense of relief. However, this peace was quickly replaced by anxiety about what to do next. She had little money and no concrete plan, but her determination remained unshakable. The next morning, Anna woke up early and went to the city center. She knew she needed to find a job, anything that could provide her with some stability. She walked from establishment to establishment, asking for employment. Each no was a stab in her already fragile heart, but she refused to give up. After hours of searching, she landed a position as a waitress in a small cafe. The salary was minimal, but it was a start. The following days were exhausting. Anna worked long hours, often on her feet, her body suffering from the weight of her advanced pregnancy. Her feet ached, her back throbbed, but every time she felt the baby move, her strength renewed. It was for him that she was doing all this, and that thought kept her firm. One afternoon, while cleaning a table, she felt a sharp pain in her belly. With difficulty, she finished her shift and went back to the hotel. She felt alone, desperately wishing for some support, someone to share her burden. The tears came before she could stop them, and Anna cried, feeling more vulnerable than ever. At home, Ethan finally noticed Anna's absence. His first instinct was anger, and he spent the entire night trying to contact her, frantically calling her cell phone, which Anna had intentionally left behind. When he realized she had truly run away, his anger turned into cold determination. He wouldn't allow her to escape like this. She was his possession, and he would do whatever it took to bring her back. Back at the hotel, Anna began to have doubts. Had she made the right decision? The uncertainty about the future scared her, but she knew that going back would mean a return to the nightmare from which she had escaped. She needed help, someone she could trust. That's when she remembered an old college friend, Claire, who had always been a kind and understanding soul. Anna called Claire, her voice trembling as she explained the situation. Without hesitation, Claire offered her shelter in her home. Moving into Claire's house was a tremendous relief. Claire not only provided a roof over her head but also emotional support. She helped Anna find a lawyer specializing in cases of domestic abuse and divorce. With Claire by her side, Anna felt less alone and stronger to face the challenges ahead. The first consultation with the lawyer was difficult. Anna had to relive every moment of humiliation and abuse, and the pain was almost unbearable. But it was also a crucial step in regaining control of her life. The lawyer, a kind and understanding man, assured her that she had rights and that he would fight for them. The following days brought small successes that renewed her hope. Anna began to save money, received emotional support from Claire, and made concrete plans for the future. However, there was always Ethan's shadow looming over her. She knew he wouldn't give up easily. One night, while discussing the future with Claire, the phone rang. Anna answered, and Ethan's cold voice on the other end of the line made her blood run cold. "You think you can run away from me, Anna? This won't end well for you. I'll find you and you'll regret defying me." Anna hung up the phone with trembling hands, tears streaming down her face. Claire hugged her, offering comfort. "We'll fight him, Anna. You're not alone anymore." Every day was a battle, but Anna was more determined than ever. She knew the road ahead would be full of challenges and dangers, but she was ready to face them. For the sake of her child and her own freedom, Anna was willing to fight until the end. The days that followed were filled with tension and fear. Every time the phone rang, Anna's heart skipped a beat. She feared that Ethan would appear at any moment, ready to drag her back into the nightmare she had left behind. However, the presence of Claire and the support of the lawyer gave her a sense of security, albeit fragile. Anna knew that the decision to seek divorce would be a turning point. On a sunny morning, she met with the lawyer again. Sitting in the waiting room, her stomach churned with anxiety. Her hands were sweaty and she could barely breathe. When she finally entered the lawyer's office, she felt a lump in her throat as she tried to explain her situation. "Anna, I understand that this is extremely difficult for you," said the lawyer, with a compassionate tone. "But it's important for you to know that you have rights. We will fight for you and your child." Anna nodded, tears silently streaming down her face. The words of encouragement were comforting, but fear still haunted her. The lawyer began explaining the next steps, talking about the necessary documentation, hearings, and the legal process of protection against Ethan. The first major challenge came when Ethan was notified about the divorce petition. His reaction was explosive. He called Anna, shouting threats and promises of revenge. "You're tearing our family apart, Anna. You'll never see our child again." Those words cut deep and Anna crumbled. Sitting on the floor of Claire's living room, she cried until she had no tears left. Claire held her, offering words of comfort and promising that everything would be okay. But the truth was that Anna was terrified. She knew Ethan wasn't someone who would give up easily. The following weeks were a whirlwind of emotions. Anna had to recount all the abuse and humiliation she had suffered, reliving each painful moment. Sessions with the lawyer and initial hearings in court were exhausting. Ethan, with his usual charm, tried to manipulate the situation, presenting himself as the betrayed and concerned husband. During one of the hearings, Ethan brought his father as a character witness. He portrayed Anna as an unstable woman, incapable of caring for a child. Ethan's father made cruel statements, calling Anna inadequate and a disgrace to the family. Anna felt each word like a blow, but she stayed strong. The support of Claire and the lawyer was her anchor. One of the toughest moments was when Ethan tried to obtain sole custody of the baby. He argued that Anna was not capable of providing a stable and safe life. The fear of losing her child almost paralyzed her, but she knew she couldn't give up. The custody battle became an intense emotional war, with each side presenting arguments and evidence. One night, after a particularly exhausting day in court, Anna sat on Claire's porch. The cool night air did little to calm the storm in her heart. Claire sat beside her, holding her hand. "You're incredibly brave, Anna. Never forget that. Ethan can't control you forever." Those words ignited a new determination in Anna. She knew she was fighting not just for herself, but for her child's future. She decided she would do anything to protect him and ensure he grew up in an environment of love and respect. The following days brought small triumphs. The judge granted a restraining order against Ethan, prohibiting him from approaching Anna and their child. It was a huge relief, a small victory that gave Anna hope that she could win this battle. Every hearing, every discussion with the lawyer, every step in the divorce process was a step closer to freedom. Anna began to feel a new strength within her, a strength fueled by her love for her child and her desire for a better life. Ethan continued to try to manipulate the situation, but Anna was ready to face him at every turn. Her determination and courage were unshakable. The battle was far from over, but for the first time in a long time, Anna felt she had the power to shape her own destiny. The days that followed were filled with tension and fear. Every time the phone rang, Anna's heart leaped in her chest. She feared that Ethan would show up at any moment, ready to drag her back into the nightmare she had left behind. However, the presence of Claire and the support of the lawyer gave her a sense of security, albeit fragile. Anna knew that the decision to seek a divorce would be a turning point. On a sunny morning, she met with the lawyer again. Sitting in the waiting room, her stomach churned with anxiety. Her hands were sweaty and she could barely breathe. When she finally entered the lawyer's office, she felt a lump in her throat as she tried to explain her situation. "Anna, I understand that this is extremely difficult for you," said the lawyer, with a compassionate tone. "But it's important for you to know that you have rights. We will fight for you and for your child." Anna nodded, tears silently streaming down her face. The words of encouragement were comforting, but fear still haunted her. The lawyer began to explain the next steps, discussing the necessary documentation, the hearings, and the legal process of protection against Ethan. The first major challenge came when Ethan was notified about the divorce petition. His reaction was explosive. He called Anna, shouting threats and promises of revenge. "You're tearing our family apart, Anna. You'll never see our child again." Those words cut deep and Anna collapsed. Sitting on the floor of Claire's living room, she cried until she had no tears left. Claire held her, offering words of comfort and promising that everything would be okay. But the truth was that Anna was terrified. She knew Ethan wasn't someone who would give up easily. The following weeks were a whirlwind of emotions. Anna had to recount all the abuse and humiliation she had endured, reliving each painful moment. The sessions with the lawyer and the initial hearings in court were exhausting. Ethan, with his usual charm, tried to manipulate the situation, portraying himself as the betrayed and concerned husband. During one of the hearings, Ethan brought his father as a character witness. He portrayed Anna as an unstable woman, incapable of caring for a child. Ethan's father made cruel statements, calling Anna inadequate and a disgrace to the family. Anna felt every word like a blow, but she remained steadfast. The support of Claire and the lawyer was her anchor. One of the toughest moments was when Ethan tried to obtain exclusive custody of the baby. He argued that Anna was not capable of providing a stable and safe life. The fear of losing her child almost paralyzed her, but she knew she couldn't give up. The custody battle became an intense emotional war, with each side presenting arguments and evidence. One night, after a particularly draining day in court, Anna was sitting on Claire's porch. The cool night air did little to calm the storm in her heart. Claire sat beside her, holding her hand. "You're incredibly brave, Anna. Never forget that. Ethan can't control you forever." Those words ignited a new determination in Anna. She knew she was fighting not just for herself, but for her child's future. She decided she would do anything to protect him and ensure he grew up in an environment of love and respect. The following days brought small triumphs. The judge issued a restraining order against Ethan, prohibiting him from approaching Anna and their child. It was a tremendous relief, a small victory that gave Anna hope that she could win this battle. Every hearing, every discussion with the lawyer, every step in the divorce process was a step closer to freedom. Anna began to feel a new strength within her, a strength fueled by her love for her child and her desire for a better life. Ethan continued to try to manipulate the situation, but Anna was ready to face him at every turn. Her determination and courage were unwavering. The battle was far from over, but for the first time in a long time, Anna felt like she had the power to shape her own destiny. The legal battle was far from over. Ethan, obstinate and vindictive, used every possible resource to try to overturn the judge's decision. He hired aggressive lawyers and persisted in his manipulative tactics, trying to portray Anna as an unstable and irresponsible mother. Each new legal maneuver was a blow to Anna, who felt like a prisoner in an emotional battlefield. The days in court were exhausting. Anna had to be present at every hearing, facing Ethan's intimidating presence and his unfounded accusations. Liam was always by her side, offering unwavering support. He held her hand, murmured words of encouragement, and constantly reminded her of her strength. During one of the most intense hearings, Ethan's lawyer presented supposed evidence that Anna was not financially capable of properly caring for the child. Ethan claimed that Anna depended entirely on Liam, and that this made her an inadequate mother. The words cut Anna deeply, and she felt the courtroom spin as the reality of her situation became even more oppressive. Anna's lawyer, however, was prepared. He presented counter-evidence, showing that Anna had secured a stable job and was saving money to ensure a secure future for her child. Liam testified in Anna's favor, explaining how she was working hard to rebuild her life and create a stable environment for the child. Liam's testimony was powerful and moving. He spoke about Anna's courage and resilience, describing how she had faced abuse and overcome challenges with admirable strength. Liam's words were a ray of light in the courtroom darkness, offering a glimpse of the true Anna, a dedicated mother and a determined woman. During the hearing break, Anna sat in a small room next to the courtroom, trying to catch her breath. Liam entered and sat next to her, holding her hand firmly. "We'll get through this, Anna," he said, his eyes full of determination. "I'm here, and we won't let Ethan destroy us." Anna looked at Liam, feeling a wave of gratitude and love. "Thank you, Liam. I don't know what I would do without you." The judge, after hearing all arguments, decided to maintain shared custody with stricter restrictions against Ethan. Ethan was furious, but Anna felt immense relief. It wasn't the complete victory she had hoped for, but it was a significant step in the right direction. After the hearing, Anna and Liam returned to Claire's house. They were exhausted, but the feeling of relief was palpable. They sat on the porch looking at the starry sky, as a sense of hope began to form within them. "You were amazing today, Anna," Liam said, squeezing her hand. "Your strength and determination are inspiring." Anna smiled, feeling warmth spreading in her chest. "Everything I do is for my child. And for us. I want a better future, free from the shadows of the past." The following days were relatively calm. Anna and Liam continued to build a safe and loving environment for the baby soon to be born. Every small victory was celebrated, and every challenge faced together strengthened their bond even more. However, Ethan's shadow never completely disappeared. He continued to try to find ways to manipulate the situation, always seeking loopholes to regain control. But Anna was stronger than ever. With Liam by her side, she knew she could face anything. One night, as they sat on the couch, Liam looked at Anna with a serious expression. "I know we still have a long way to go, but I want you to know that I'm here for you. Always. And I love you, Anna." Anna felt her heart race, tears of joy filling her eyes. "I love you too, Liam. Thank you for being with me." With this love and support, Anna felt invincible. She knew the future still held challenges, but for the first time in a long time, she saw a clear path to happiness. And she was determined to walk that path, step by step, with Liam and her child by her side. The following days brought a new routine for Anna. The pregnancy progressed, and every movement of the baby was a constant reminder of why she was fighting. She and Liam began preparing the baby's room together, painting the walls with soft colors and choosing simple yet comfortable furniture. With Liam by her side at every step, the future felt less daunting. Anna found a new job at a small local bookstore. The job was modest, but it offered the tranquility and stability she so desperately needed. Every book she arranged on the shelves was a small victory, a symbol of her new independent life. Customers and colleagues quickly noticed her dedication and strength, and Anna began to feel like she finally belonged somewhere. One afternoon, while she was at the bookstore, Anna received a call from her lawyer. There was good news. The court had ruled in favor of a custody agreement that significantly limited Ethan's contact with their child. ensuring the protection Anna feared she wouldn't achieve. Tears welled up in her eyes as she heard the news. It was an immense relief to know that justice was on her side. Upon returning home, Anna shared the news with Liam and Claire. They celebrated together, with an impromptu small party symbolizing a major victory. The feeling of relief and hope was palpable, and Anna began to believe that a happy future was within her reach. Liam continued to be a pillar of strength and love. He accompanied her to every medical appointment, helped with baby shopping, and was always there to listen to her fears and hopes. The bond between them grew stronger each day, and Anna allowed herself to dream of a future with Liam, where they could raise their child together in an environment of love and respect. However, Ethan's shadow still loomed over them. He hadn't given up on trying to manipulate the situation to his advantage. One night, while Anna and Liam were in the kitchen preparing dinner, the phone rang. It was a message from Ethan, threatening and venomous. "This isn't over, Anna. I'll make you pay for every second away from my child." Fear gripped Anna's heart once again. Liam held her tightly, promising to protect her at all costs. "We won't let him control you anymore, Anna. You're stronger than that." Anna knew she needed to be strong, not just for herself, but for her child and for Liam. Ethan's threats were terrifying, but she was determined not to let him destroy what she had achieved. As time passed, Anna began to feel more confident. Every little progress, every smile from Liam, every movement of the baby in her belly, strengthened her determination. She was building a new life brick by brick, and nothing could sway her from that path. One day, while organizing books in the bookstore, Anna encountered an old college friend. Claire, who had always been kind and understanding, was moved to see Anna and hear her story. "You're an inspiration, Anna. I can't believe everything you've been through, and yet here you are, strong and determined." Claire's words were a balm to Anna. She began to realize that her story of struggle and triumph could inspire others. She decided that, when she was ready, she would write about her journey to help other women facing similar situations. The birth of the baby was a moment of pure joy and emotion. Liam was by Anna's side in the delivery room, holding her hand and whispering words of encouragement. When the baby finally arrived, healthy and crying loudly, Anna felt a wave of love and relief wash over her, washing away all her pain and fears. She looked at the baby in her arms and knew that all the suffering had been worth it. Liam looked at Anna with tears in his eyes. "He's perfect, just like you." The following months were a mixture of challenges and moments of pure happiness. Anna and Liam adjusted to life as new parents, sharing the responsibilities and joys of raising a child together. Every night, as they put the baby to sleep, Anna felt a peace she never thought possible. While Ethan's attempts at manipulation continued, Anna was more prepared than ever to face them. With Liam by her side, she knew she could overcome any obstacle. Every day they built a stronger and safer life for their child. Anna began to write her story, finding healing in words and hope in sharing her journey. She knew that the road ahead would still have challenges, but she was ready to face them with courage and determination. And so, with Liam and their child by her side, Anna finally began to believe that happiness was not only possible, but also deserved. The first few months with the baby at home were a whirlwind of emotions. Anna and Liam were adjusting to new routines, sharing sleepless nights, diaper changes, and the baby's enchanting first smiles. Each moment was a mix of exhaustion and pure joy, a constant reminder of why they were fighting so hard. One night, while rocking the baby to sleep, Anna looked at Liam and felt a deep sense of gratitude. He was by her side, supporting her every step of the way. "I couldn't do this without you," she said, her voice filled with emotion. "You're stronger than you think, Anna." "But I'm here and I always will be," Liam replied, holding her hand. Despite the happiness of their new beginning, Ethan's shadow still loomed over them. He continued to send threatening messages, trying in every way to regain control. Each message was a reminder of the danger still surrounding them, but also reinforced Anna's determination to protect her new family. One afternoon, while they were at the park, Ethan suddenly appeared. He looked at Anna with a mix of anger and disdain. "Do you think you can keep me away from my son forever? That's not going to happen." Liam immediately stepped between Ethan and Anna, his body tense and his eyes full of determination. "You need to leave, Ethan. We have a restraining order, and you're violating it." Ethan laughed, a cold, joyless sound. You think that's going to stop me? I'll find a way to end you both. Anna's heart raced, fear tightening her chest. She held the baby tighter, instinctively protecting him. You won't scare us anymore, Ethan. We won't give in to your threats. Ethan took a step forward, but Liam stood firm. Leave now, or we'll call the police. With one last threatening look, Ethan finally backed away. Anna felt tears streaming down her face, a mix of fear and relief. Liam hugged her tightly, murmuring words of comfort as she trembled in his arms. That encounter was a cruel reminder that the fight was far from over. However, it also strengthened Anna's resolve. She knew that with Liam by her side, she could face anything. They decided to bolster security measures, changing their phone numbers and installing cameras at home to better protect themselves against any future attempts by Ethan to approach them. The following months brought moments of pure happiness, intertwined with constant vigilance against Ethan. Anna and Liam dedicated themselves to creating a safe and loving environment for their child. Each smile, each laugh from the baby was a balm for their weary hearts. Liam continued to be an amazing partner. He helped Anna with every task, from cooking to taking care of the baby. The bond between them deepened every day, and Anna began to dream of a future with him, where they could finally live without fear. One night, while they were in the living room, Liam surprised Anna with an unexpected request. Anna, I know things are still complicated, but I can't imagine my life without you and our child. I love you more than anything. Will you marry me? Anna felt her heart stop for a moment, the world seeming to spin around her. Tears of joy filled her eyes as she looked at Liam, the man who had become her rock, her safe harbor. Yes, Liam, I want to marry you. Anna and Liam's wedding was a simple ceremony, but full of love and emotion. Claire was the maid of honor, and a few close friends witnessed the union. The happiness on Anna and Liam's faces was evident to everyone, a celebration of the strength and love that had sustained them through difficult times. Despite Ethan's persistent threat, Anna was determined to build a life full of love and security for her child. She continued to write her story, finding healing and strength in her words. Each chapter she wrote was a step towards freedom, a testament to her resilience. One day, as she watched her child playing on the living room floor, Anna felt a wave of peace and accomplishment. She had faced hell and come out stronger. With Liam by her side and her child as the light of her life, she knew she could face any challenge. And so, even with the shadows still looming, Anna looked to the future with hope. She had found true love, built a family, and was ready to fight for her place in the world. Happiness was possible, and she was determined to seize it with all her strength. The early months with the baby at home were a whirlwind of emotions for Anna and Liam. They were adjusting to new routines, sharing sleepless nights, changing diapers, and cherishing the baby's first enchanting smiles. Each moment was a mix of exhaustion and pure joy, a constant reminder of why they were fighting so hard. One night, as Anna rocked the baby to sleep, she looked at Liam and felt a deep sense of gratitude. He was by her side, supporting her every step of the way. I couldn't do this without you, she said, her voice laden with emotion. You're stronger than you think, Anna. But I'm here and I always will be, Liam replied, holding her hand. Despite the happiness of their new beginning, Ethan's shadow still loomed over them. He continued to send threatening messages, trying relentlessly to regain control. Each message was a reminder of the danger still surrounding them, but it also reinforced Anna's determination to protect her new family. One afternoon, while they were at the park, Ethan suddenly appeared. He looked at Anna with a mix of anger and disdain. Do you think you can keep me away from my child forever? That won't happen. Liam immediately stepped between Ethan and Anna, his body tense and his eyes filled with determination. You need to leave, Ethan. We have a restraining order, and you're violating it. Ethan laughed, a cold, joyless sound. You think that'll stop me? I'll find a way to end you. Anna's heart raced, fear gripping her chest. She held the baby tighter, protecting him instinctively. You won't scare us anymore, Ethan. We won't give in to your threats. Ethan took a step forward, but Liam stood firm. Leave now, or we'll call the police. With one last threatening glance, Ethan finally backed away. Anna felt tears rolling down her face, a mix of fear and relief. Liam held her tightly, murmuring words of comfort as she trembled in his arms. That encounter was a cruel reminder that the fight was far from over. However, it also strengthened Anna's resolve. She knew that with Liam by her side, she could face anything. They decided to bolster their security measures, changing their phone number and installing cameras at home to better protect themselves against any future attempts by Ethan to approach them. The following months brought moments of pure happiness, intertwined with the constant vigilance against Ethan. Anna and Liam dedicated themselves to creating a safe and loving environment for their child. Every smile, every laugh from the baby was a balm for their tired hearts. Liam remained an incredible partner. He helped Anna with every task, from cooking to taking care of the baby. The bond between them deepened each day, and Anna began to dream of a future with him where they could finally live without fear. One night, as they sat in the living room, Liam surprised Anna with an unexpected proposal. "Anna, I know things are still complicated, but I can't imagine my life without you and our child. I love you more than anything. Will you marry me?" Anna felt her heart skip a beat, the world seeming to spin around her. Tears of joy filled her eyes as she looked at Liam, the man who had become her rock, her safe harbor. "Yes, Liam, I want to marry you." Anna and Liam's wedding was a simple ceremony, but filled with love and emotion. Claire was the maid of honor, and a few close friends witnessed the union. The happiness on Anna and Liam's faces was evident to all, a celebration of the strength and love that had sustained them during difficult times. Despite Ethan's persistent threat, Anna was determined to build a life full of love and security for her child. She continued to write her story, finding healing and strength in her words. Every chapter she wrote was a step toward freedom, a testament to her resilience. One day, as she watched her child playing on the floor of the living room, Anna felt a wave of peace and accomplishment wash over her. She had faced hell and come out stronger. With Liam by her side and her child as the light of her life, she knew she could face any challenge. And so, even with the shadows still looming, Anna looked to the future with hope. She had found true love, built a family, and was ready to fight for her place in the world. Happiness was possible, and she was determined to seize it with all her strength. Anna and Liam's life finally began to settle into a rhythm of normalcy. However, Ethan's shadow never completely disappeared. Although the threats had decreased, Anna knew he could try something at any moment. This uncertainty was a constant weight, but she found strength in her love for Liam and their child. One night, while they were having dinner, the phone rang. Anna answered and heard Ethan's threatening voice on the other end of the line. "This isn't over yet, Anna. I'll catch you off guard. You'll regret defying me." Fear gripped her, and her hands began to tremble. Seeing the change in her expression, Liam took the phone and immediately hung up. He hugged her tightly, murmuring words of comfort. "We won't let him threaten us. Let's reinforce the security measures and ensure we're protected." They decided to install a more robust security system at home. Cameras were placed at all strategic points, and an alarm was installed for any attempted intrusion. These measures brought some peace, but Anna still felt vulnerable. Liam was a rock throughout this period. He accompanied Anna to every doctor's appointment, was present at every meeting with the lawyer, and helped with every household task. His presence was a constant reminder that she wasn't alone. One night, after putting the baby to sleep, Liam and Anna sat on the couch, exhausted but content. He held her hand and looked deeply into her eyes. "I promised I'd be here for you, and I'll keep that promise. No matter what happens, we'll face it together." Anna felt a wave of emotion. Tears streamed down her face as she leaned in to kiss Liam. "I don't know what I'd do without you. You've given me a new life, a new hope." But the tranquility was interrupted when, days later, Ethan showed up at their doorstep in a rage. He began banging on the door, shouting threats. The sound of the alarm blaring echoed through the house, and Anna felt panic grip her heart. Liam went to the door, blocking the entrance. "Leave, Ethan. The police are on their way." Ethan, his eyes full of anger, tried to push Liam, but he stood firm. "This is between me and Anna. You have nothing to do with this. Anna is my wife and this is our home," Liam said, his voice firm and controlled. "You need to leave now." The police arrived quickly, detaining Ethan and taking him away. Anna, still trembling, fell into Liam's arms. He held her tightly, whispering words of comfort and assuring her that everything would be okay. The incident left Anna scared, but also more determined. She knew Ethan wouldn't give up easily, But with Liam by her side, she felt more prepared to face anything. The following days brought temporary relief. Ethan was kept in custody, and a new restraining order was issued, with even stricter measures. Anna and Liam reinforced their security, and the local community rallied to support the family, offering help and protection. Over time, the constant presence of fear began to diminish. Anna and Liam found a new normalcy, focusing on creating a safe and loving environment for their child. Each day was a new opportunity to build a better future. Liam, always by Anna's side, became not only a partner but a true champion. He helped her overcome her fears, faced the threats, and showed that together, they could overcome any obstacle. The bond between them strengthened with each challenge overcome, and Anna felt a deep and lasting love growing within her. One afternoon, as they walked through the park, Liam stopped and took Anna's hand. "I never imagined we'd find so much peace after everything we've been through, but I'm so glad we persevered. You're the strongest woman I know, and I love you more every day." Anna smiled, feeling tears of happiness roll down her face. "I love you too, Liam. Thank you for being my support, my rock. Let's build a wonderful future together, for us and our child." With this renewed promise, Anna felt a new wave of hope. She knew the road ahead might still have challenges, but with Liam by her side, she was ready to face anything. And so, with the love and solidarity that bound them, Anna began to envision a future full of light and possibilities, leaving behind the shadows of the past. Life continued to stabilize for Anna and Liam. Each day brought new moments of peace and happiness. Anna felt a sense of fulfillment as she watched her son grow up in a safe and loving environment. The threat of Ethan seemed like a distant memory, but she never forgot the difficult path that led her there. One sunny afternoon, while strolling through the park, Anna watched her son play with other children. His laughter was music to her ears, a living proof that all the effort and sacrifice had been worth it. Liam, by her side, held her hand, his eyes full of love and pride. "Look how happy he is," Liam said, gently squeezing her hand. "You've given him an incredible life, Anna." Anna smiled, feeling her heart overflowing with gratitude. "We did, Liam. We did this together." The challenges of the past seemed to dissolve in the light of the present. Anna continued to write her story, turning her experiences into a source of strength and inspiration for others. Every word she wrote was a catharsis, a step forward in healing her emotional scars. One night, while putting the baby to sleep, Liam surprised Anna with a small gift. Inside the box was a gold pendant, with the word hope engraved on it. Anna looked at Liam, her eyes shining with tears. "This is to remind you of how far you've come and of the bright future we're building together," Liam said, placing the pendant around her neck. Anna touched the pendant, feeling the smooth texture of the metal. "It's beautiful, Liam. Thank you. I could never have done it without you." Months passed, and the happiness of the new family continued to grow. Anna and Liam decided to move to a bigger house, where they could raise their child with even more comfort and security. The community around them continued to support and encourage, forming a network of protection and friendship. One night, while sitting on the couch, Anna received a call from her lawyer. He had news about Ethan. "He's decided to move to another city," the lawyer said. "It seems he's finally given up trying to interfere in your life." Anna felt a wave of relief and gratitude. "Thank you for everything," she replied, hanging up the phone. She looked at Liam, who was sitting beside her, and shared the news. Liam smiled and pulled her into a hug. "We can finally move forward completely free." With Ethan out of their lives, Anna felt a new lightness in her heart. She and Liam continued to build a future filled with love and hope. Nights were filled with laughter and stories, and days were filled with moments of pure joy and satisfaction. One morning, while having breakfast, Anna looked at Liam and her son and felt a deep sense of peace. "I never imagined I could be this happy," she said, her eyes filled with tears of gratitude. "You deserve all the happiness in the world, Anna," Liam replied, holding her hand. "And I'll do everything I can to ensure you have it." Over time, Anna realized she had found something more precious than she could have imagined. It wasn't just the security and love that Liam and her son provided, but also the strength and confidence she discovered within herself. The difficult past had left its marks, but it had also transformed her into a stronger and more resilient woman. Anna knew that, no matter what the future brought, She was ready to face anything with courage and determination. And so, amidst the tranquility of her new life, Anna finally found the peace she had long sought. With Liam by her side and her son in her arms, she knew the future was full of possibilities. Together, they built a home where love prevailed over fear, and where hope was a constant companion. Anna looked at the horizon, feeling the warmth of the sun on her face, and whispered to herself, "We did it." And with that, she embraced the future with an open heart, ready for whatever adventures life would bring.